I hope you're all enjoying the show. Earlier, Clarke was cooling us down with some Filipino shaved ice, and now she's warming it up with some Filipino comfort food. Clarke, what you cooking up? I'm taking a pancit right now.
Yes, I kept calling it pancit earlier, but the correct pronunciation is actually pancit. So now I know. Chef Adrian, I'm so excited to be hanging out with you. We're making noodles.
Yes, we are. We're making pancit noodles. This is bihon. It's an angel hair style noodle. There's different versions of pancit.
Yeah.
The other location would use canton, which is a wheat noodle.
Okay.
Today we're using bihon,
Yes.
which is angel hair.
I like that. So it's like a little angel hair moment going on. Also, I asked him if we could add some protein to it. So we have some pork belly working. And so I just got done kind of crisping it up. And I wish you could smell this because all the fat got nice and delicious.
And we're gonna use that same fat to cook our vegetables and make our pancit more flavorful.
I like that.
We're gonna build this flavor right now.
Yes, I like it. Okay, first step. So we already kind of have the oil and the fat in the pan.
So you want to throw in your onions first?
Okay, onions go first.
Yes.
And the heat is pretty hot. I'm used to cooking with my regular pans on my little dinky electric stove at home, but this setup is amazing. Can you tell me about that?
So this is like a 6-pilot burner. It really goes really fast. It's good for stir frying and cranking out product in a very fastly timed manner.
Yes.
Over here at this location, we serve about 100 pancit a day.
That is incredible.
And
I just put in some
fast
garlic.
Going?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna start to add our green beans and our carrots and get that sauteed out.
Beautiful. And if you guys look, it's like I'm cooking over a fire pit. It's like a bonfire. That is so cool to me. Okay.
So at this point, we're gonna season it. We're gonna season our veggies with a little bit of black pepper, salts, and sugars.
Okay. So there's a little sugar in that. What does that do?
It balances it out. It gives it that balanced umami kind of taste.
Yeah, I like that. All right. This looks good.
Just keep stirring that bad boy.
Okay, look at us cooking, Chef.
And we're gonna use white wine, rice wine. Rice wine to kind of slow down the cooking process so it doesn't burn anything. Doing really good, Clarke.
Thank you.
Worked on the walk up.
Okay, but you were flipping and stirring earlier. I tried so hard, I don't have the restraint. So I'm gonna stick to the handle over here.
Practice. Everything's practice.
You're right.
That was soy sauce that I glazed it out with.
Okay.
Get some more flavor in there. And then at this point, we're gonna throw in our noodles. Our noodles have been pre-blanched. All we're doing is warming it back up and getting a nice little saute on it.
What kinds of noodles are these? Because these are kind of white and they're kind of different than what I'm used to.
So it's an Asian rice noodles.
Okay, Asian rice noodles.
Yeah, so.
And so when you boil them too, a pro tip in the kitchen, they actually blanch it afterwards. So that's ice water or cold water?
So we blanch it in hot water and then we shock it in cold water.
Ah, see?
And so the shocking process stops the cooking. So you still have that al dente bite to the pancit. And then when you put it to the side, you can use it for later use.
I like that. And it also keeps the noodles from being like chewy. You know when you leave your noodles in pasta water for making spaghetti, it gives it that nice bite instead of, I don't know, feeling like mush when you bite into it. This is cabbage, y'all. So look how thick it is now. And then when you cook it down, it adds that flavor. But I love cabbage in Asian dishes. It's so yummy.
Give it a nice little texture.
Yes,
your bite.
It sure does.
And we're gonna finish it off with a little bit of sesame oil.
Okay, got some sesame oil.
Gives it that little shine and also that little nutty flavor.
Yes.
And we're there. We're just gonna add our protein that we cooked off earlier.
We're adding it back in. Okay, so Chef, you were saying that this is a very particular pancit. This is kind of like the classic, what people typically order here. The pork belly is my little addition.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I like that.
It's the Clarke special pancit right here.
See? So if you use code GDSA, come on in. And they'll know what you're talking about when you ask them for the pork belly pancit. The cooking line's gonna be like, what in the world? Why did they add this to it?
I mean,
but I can't wait to try it.
I like pork myself, so I don't think that was a bad idea. That's actually a great idea.
I love that. Okay, so do I use this spoon to kind of ladle it in?
Just scoop
all right,
it in.
cool. So we're scooping it all in.
And the one thing about Filipino dishes, we do a lot of our dishes family style, so it's very it's plentiful. You know.
Yeah, this can feed a lot of people.
You can feed 2, 3 people.
You can have leftovers, and you can keep some leftovers for yourself instead of giving your food all the way to your guests that you have over. I have only child syndrome, so I know what it's like to want to keep your food to yourself. This is so cool. Okay, so for a quick recap, Chef, so we use oil, we use white wine, not
we also
rice
use
vinegar.
pork fat.
We use the pork
We
fat.
rendered that pork fat.
Yes, and so onions, garlic, and then we put the carrots in there, the green beans. So we kind of mix it up, and then we toss in the noodles with the soy sauce.
The salts, the sugars, the rice wine. Yes, got a nice little
Delicious.
product, guys.
And then you can add a little protein on top of it if you want to do, you know, steak or chicken.
Anything.
This is really, really cool. Okay, so while I take a bite of this, because I'm going to take a bite of this, really quick.
Get you a fork.
Why is it so important for you guys to highlight these Filipino flavors and to showcase this part of your culture in San Antonio?
Because I feel like we have the opportunity and the obligation to put out Filipino food at its most peak flavors, and we do that here in Sari Sari.
How can
It's real
people?
traditional.
How can people find you guys? Because I know you have 2 locations.
So this location is in Worst Spot, 410 area, and Supper Club is at 151 in Military.
The pork belly.
That's all you. You made all of that.
Roma, if you ever come to visit, try the pancit with a little pork belly. It is so, so good.
It looks good. I want to take a bite.
I know, it's
Can I
comfort
take a
food.
bite?
It's all
That's why I got my
comfort food.
tweezer out.
Go in it.
Clarke,
Cheers,
even
Chef.
better, bring me some of that. I will Venmo you. That looks so delicious. I love pancit, so good.